caller. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, it's YSL Fireboy in New York City, Harlem.
Oh, what's going on, man?
Shalom, Captain Tazaryach,
Hey,
man.
shalom, brother. What's
Yo,
going on? Hey, yep, just so you know, I'm live. I'm doing like a live stream. I don't know if you know
I
that.
know I'm on
Oh,
there.
okay.
I'm on
Okay,
there
perfect.
watching you,
Perfect.
man. You know,
Perfect.
I'm a big supporter of you, bro. You out here
Appreciate it.
teaching the truth, real scholarship, crushing everybody that come your way. Everything you say makes sense. And for real, I'm happy with the work you're doing,
Thank you,
uplifting the
man.
black people and saving
I
the black
appreciate
men.
it.
And yeah, got to give you your flowers, man, because you one of the few people that keep it real. When all of the fakes and the phonies was here, and it was looked like the light was shining on
Right,
them, and
right.
you see, the Most High got rid of them.
Got
So,
rid of all of them. Every last one of
especially
them.
brother polite.
Yeah, listen, and you know what's crazy? Like he had the right name when you think about it. Like not the Poe part, but the light part, because for some reason he was the one that everybody gravitated to, and because it was a lot of them. It was, you had the Shakas, the Setis, the Pharaohs, the Unks, and you
Yeah,
had all of them different ones. But Polite
all the
was the one.
weirdos.
Yeah, and what we found out, all of them was weirdos, and he was the super weirdo. And what's weird about it is he was the one that got the most attention, and then you find out he's the one that was doing the weirdest stuff. Weirdest stuff. We
Well, we already
find.
knew that because he was Nuwabian,
Yeah,
so it was like
listen,
he had to reveal
that's
himself sooner or
crazy.
later.
Yeah, and it's crazy how you know what the craziest part is, that knowing that he came from that background, you think he would have been different. But that's the whole point
Hmm.
when we say there's a term in the Bible called that says familiar spirits. Like your spirit goes to what's familiar to you. And so he went to the Nubians because he was familiar with that type of lifestyle. He was familiar
Mm.
with doing that. And then and just like every hey y'all, hey, hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on 1 second.
All right.
Hello? Hey, what's up, Alex? How you doing? Yeah. I spoke to him yesterday. So when you want to go down there? Yeah, yeah, what time tomorrow? Okay. All right, that works. We'll do it tomorrow then. No, it doesn't. And then I wanted, and they spoke to me directly. I wouldn't have made that up. Right. Facts. All right, so I'll meet you. Yep. So I'll see you there tomorrow at 9:30. All right, no sir. Sorry about that. That was business. That was a business call, y'all. Apologize. Yeah. So
Okay.
like when
Okay.
when it come to polite, like weirdos like that, they all think the same thing. They all think they're not gonna get caught. It's almost like when somebody's hustling. You know how like when the first time somebody hustle, the fear is getting caught the first time you start hustling. But then when the cops don't catch you, you be more accustomed to hustling. You think you got ways to hide the drugs so that the cops don't find it. And that's how PDFs are. PDFs are worse because they think that they can convince the person that they're predatorizing that their family not gonna love them, their family not gonna like them, and then that's how they get away with it. And thank God that it's sad to say thank God, but thankfully the sister that was touched by him was strong enough to tell her
Hmm.
mother, and then the mother was even stronger because the mother was married to Polite. That's the crazy part when you
That's the
think about it.
craziest part.
The mother, and this is a man, and this is how you know it's a demon. You know it's a demon because he had multiple women. He had multiple wives. He can get other women if he wanted to, but that wasn't enough
Yeah,
for
why
him.
mess with this 14-year-old girl?
Right, right. Why?
It was over for me when they talked about the DNA.
Right.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
that was and then he was on social media lying to us. Just lying.
Mm-hmm. He would
He
never
was like,
say,
oh,
you
I
know, the
didn't do it
crazy
and
part,
all of
right?
this.
Nah, he never. That's the thing. I never heard him say, he did or didn't do it. I never heard him say he was guilty or not guilty. He kept saying, the only time he tried to say the whole not guilty was when he was actually found guilty. And I don't know if you saw that video. There was a video he put out where he was at a club and he had the bottle ladies come out and say not guilty.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like,
Yeah.
what?
And then did a video talk about they agreed to drop all the charges. The day that he pled out and the day that he got convicted, he put out a video talk about the judge pled out all charges, which was a lie. So everything
That
about
was
him was
big.
a lie. So you right, like all what and I be telling Shanetta all the time. I was just telling Shanetta the other day, like the only person that's still around him from that time is me. Nobody else.
Yeah.
There's no everybody else came later. Maybe Dr. Reggie, but you know, Dr. Reggie or Brother Reggie, whatever you want to call him, but he don't really count. Nobody listen to Reggie.
You
Nobody
saw
listen
him
to.
up on that Shabbat.
Yeah, yeah. Like
Oh
don't
man.
nobody listen to him. But listen, I can't. You know what's crazy? I'm live on
Yeah.
TikTok at the same time I'm live on YouTube, and this conversation they restricted my live. I can't talk too much. That's crazy. I can't talk too much about this particular subject on the live stream.
Oh, I'm sorry,
No,
man.
it ain't your fault. I went left field. It ain't your fault. I'm just saying we got to shift
Mm.
to something else. Like you can't talk about
Okay,
PDFs. Yeah, but go ahead. What's your question?
I had another question, right?
Okay.
And I feel like ISUPK right now, y'all the strongest in the truth. General Yohana, even Kakazar, man. That man is sharp, man.
Yeah.
Is it a way that all the other splinter Israelite groups could come back to the ISUPK and be one?
Absolutely. Listen, I always tell the same story, man. I had two groups that had agreed with their word that they was coming back to ISUPK, and then they bailed. I'm never gonna tell who the groups were, but I had two groups that said, "Yeah, Cap, we agree. We're gonna sit down with the school. We're gonna work it out with the groups. You know, our members they gonna come and all that. Blah 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 blah." And then
Mm-hmm.
never came. So
Oh man.
they can always come. You know, the door is open. The door has never been closed. The door open to this day. So at least, and this is what I tell everybody, man, you can at least have the conversation. Like, don't be afraid of the conversation. It's just a conversation. That's all it is. You can have a conversation
Yeah.
and let's say if you walk away from that conversation and no, I don't agree to those terms, at least you can say, they said to come sit down, I came and sat down. But if you scared because we might talk a little too rough for you, or if you scared because we say fake Israelites, when if you use Sakari for an example, everybody knows they are a fake Israelite group. If you use GMS for example, they're a fake Israelite group because of the thing. And it's not. And when we say fake Israelite, it's not that we are not Israelites because we all Israelites. Like for example, I call Whack 100. He's an Israelite. Now he gonna say he not, but to me he's an Israelite because that's what we teach. And so fake
Yeah, we
Israelite
the
has nothing to
propaganda.
do with fake Israelite has nothing to do with not being an Israelite. Fake Israelite has to do with you representing being an Israelite, but you're not carrying yourself in the fashion of being an Israelite. That's what fake Israelite means. If you asking me
Yeah,
waffles or
you
pancakes, it's
basically being
pancakes.
a straggler, or you are a renegade Israelite,
Right, right,
because you're supposed to be up under the original where it started from.
absolutely.
And then
So
the teachings also start getting a little bit, I guess. Can I use the word innovation or no?
innovation, the
Like
yeah.
like they take the teachings and they twist it
Right,
up
right.
from
Twist it
the
up. Yeah,
original
yeah.
teaching.
Twist it. Oh, butcher it.
Because I heard
Mm-hmm.
the one with Nathaniel, he was saying that y'all was wearing idols, but he didn't even go into how y'all was wearing idols.
Yeah, and what's crazy is even with Nate saying that we wear idols, they have an image. Their image of who they say Jesus Christ is him. Like if you look at the image, you take a picture of Nate, you take a picture of who they say is the image of Jesus Christ, and it looks just like him.
He's
Or
on some Dr. York shit.
yeah, You gotta watch the.
That's
Unfortunately, on TikTok, we
crazy.
gotta watch the language too on
Oh, I'm
TikTok.
sorry. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
no
I'm
sweat.
sorry. I'm sorry. But
Yeah,
he on
he
that
on
type
that.
of
Yeah, he
because
on that.
that's
Doc.
what he was doing.
Well, no, well, it's all idol worship, and that's what idol worship is. If you saying that we got to leave the Christian church because that image that they say is Jesus Christ is Caesar Borgia, a white man, and then let's say like there's just a blanket image of a man with white woolly hair, black skin, red eyes, and you say, okay, this is a true image. That's just a blank image. It's not made of nobody. But when you make the image of Jesus Christ look like you're saying worship me.
Mm.
That's what you're saying. You're saying worship me. That's what they're saying. Because why would you make
And
you
that's a
look
sin
like?
right there.
Yeah, yeah. So
And I can't even
and
blame him.
like I always say, like Jill Muhammad always teach. They made their Jesus sexy. Like his chest is real shiny and like his chest real shiny and oily. He got pecs. He all muscular and everything like that. They got him real sexy out there.
Oh man, I saw one woman. She joined. This was a video. She joined the ISUPK and she burnt the shirt.
Yeah. She did.
Yeah, like I
Yeah.
just don't. I just want to know, like, why we just if we would be so much stronger together, but these brothers just and you going against the white man, the Jews, the Muslims, the people that's more. You going against all of the false teachers and bringing people to the truth. And none of these dudes is doing it. They back out of debates. They don't do nothing. I'm wondering how they so strong in numbers when they only stay within their own circumference. They don't
Yeah, I
go
don't
and
believe in
battle other
numbers.
nations.
Yeah, I don't believe nobody's numbers.
And so you
Well,
think that
two
they using
things. Yeah,
AI and,
yeah,
and, and
two
this
two
stuff to
things.
make that.
Well, two things. I don't believe in numbers, and then also, the Lord doesn't believe in numbers either. Like in the Bible, right?
Mm.
So there's a story in the Bible. Gideon was going to war, and as Gideon is going to war, the Lord asked him how many men did he have. And I'm paraphrasing, so if I get the exact number of men he had, I apologize. So let's say he had 10,000 men. He said, go down by the river, and whoever is drinking the water and then looking to the left and the right, keep them, but everybody else, let them leave. At the end of it, it was only like 300 men, and then he went and won the war. And the point of that is, and the
Wow.
reason why it's not about numbers is because it's about the Most High. Because let's say if you accomplish a task with 10,000 men, you're going to believe that you accomplished it because of them 10,000 men. If you accomplished the task with 100 men, you're going to know the Lord was with you. So, and I'm not saying that you can't use 10,000 men. That's not my point. But my point is that the numbers only matter if your faith is in numbers. Then numbers matter. If your faith is in the Most High, just the Most High matters, and then you go do whatever you want to do. Meaning, like when we build a city, like if I take when brothers call a school, when brothers call this live stream, they might be in a city where it's just them. They're the only person in that city. And then I tell them, and they say, well, there's no school in my city. And then I say, well, you got to build the school. And then there's some brothers that hear me say that and then build their school. And then there's some brothers that are disheartening. The ones that are disheartened are the ones that rely on numbers. The ones that build the school are the ones that don't rely on numbers and actually believe in the Most High. Because we all did that. When I came into the school, there was no school in New York. I had to build a school in New York. So that means I had to go into New York, I had to teach, I had to debate, I had to battle, I had to get brothers, had to find a location, and then boom, we got a school. They got a school in Indiana, they got a school in Chicago, they got a school in California, got schools in Texas, all from one brother. All from one brother believing in the Most High and then going out to build the school. And as they go and do it and other people do it, then they'll realize when they build that school. Like when I look at New York City and there's a school in New York City, it is not because of me. It is because of the Most High, because I'm nothing. I don't know how. I still to this day don't know how I'm in the position I'm in, how we got a school, how we have this. That's how I know there is a God. That's how I know that the truth is
Yes,
real,
you're
because
in the
I could
Lord's
not,
plan.
exactly, because I could not have built or done any of this without him. All right, so I
And look how you use scripture to
definitely.
clarify that.
Definitely, but this is the last
You
point
see
because I do
that?
got, yeah, definitely. But I do got other calls I got to get to. But I do appreciate your time,
Okay,
brother.
okay.
No problem. I
Yo, I
appreciate the call.
appreciate you. All right, Cap.
All right, no sweat. Peace, brother. All right, hey man, I didn't get a
Okay.
time. Appreciate it, brother. Peace. Shalom. All right, appreciate y'all rocking with me. I got a phone call as soon as the live stream started, so I didn't get a time to do a proper introduction. So welcome to another edition of the Car Chronicles. I'm your host with the most, Captain Tazaryach of ISUBK, under Commander Jenny Hanna. We got the 57th Passover coming up April 4th in Houston, Texas. You want to make sure you're in the building. You want to make sure you pay your Passover fee. I paid my Passover fee. It's $200 per person. Make sure y'all put the links in the chat. It's $200 per person, whether you're in ISUBK or not in ISUBK. You're invited to come and attend the Lord's Passover in Houston, Texas, April 4th, and it's a week of festivities. We got the slaughter of the lamb, scripture breakdown, the all-black party. It's a week long of events. So you want to make sure you're in the building. We'll be in there. If you're on the YouTube, you know what I'm going to tell you on YouTube. You want to make sure you're thumbing up the video. The like costs you nothing. You want to make sure you share the video to get up in the algorithm. If you're on TikTok, I have my TikTok. You can join automatically. You don't need me to bring you up. If you got a question or comment, you can come up on the stage on your own. Also, make sure you thumb up the video. Thumbing up the video, from what I'm told on TikTok, helps the algorithm. If you want to support by giving a super chat, of course, you can give a super chat. You can also give a gift on TikTok. It helps. And everything that y'all do, of course, goes back into our school, goes back into, the work that we do. So with that said, I do have Sister Marge. I don't know if you had a question, sis, or not. Hold up, I got to turn the volume. Wait 1 second. Hold on. Say that one more time. You said you didn't have a question?
No, I didn't really have a question. I just wanted to say that I was thinking
You're thinking what? I'm sorry. Say that one more time. Melchizedek. What about Melchizedek?
I wanted to know. Well, see, I haven't really found him in the Old Testament. I wasn't looking for him anyway.
Right. He's in the Old Testament. It's in Genesis, the 14th chapter, I believe.
Oh, in the 14th chapter?
Yeah, you'll see. Okay. Yeah, that's where Abraham paid tithes. I think, well, let me make sure that that's the right chapter. But Abraham gave Melchizedek tithes after he had got the spoils. Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that is Genesis. Yeah, that's Genesis, the 14th chapter. And if you start at verse 18, you'll see that.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it. So I just want to listen in for a little while, if it's okay.
Okay, that's fine. No, you can stay on the stage. Yeah, I just didn't know if you had a question. We got Yara. You had a question?
Okay.
Yeah, shalom.
Shalom, brother.
So real quick, I was reading Samuel, First Samuel, and it was talking about how David had, I believe it was talking about how David was running away from Saul, as many times Saul had a demon, and he would have to vex that demon out of him, right?
Right.
Now, I understand that when Christ did it, he was just talking, but in the scriptures, if I'm not mistaken, David was playing.
David was playing them. Yeah, when David played that harp or played that music, that got rid of the demon.
So it's fair to say, like, music, obviously speaking it, right?
Yeah, it's three ways that there's 3 ways that I've read, that I've seen in the scriptures.
That's what I was going to ask.
Yep. You got Yahushua. Yeah, you got Yahushua calling the demon out, which we do that to this day. Like, every time if you get somebody to stop smoking, you calling the demon out of them. You get them any sin you get them to stop doing, you're calling the demon out of them. You got the music. Music can get rid of a demon. Music can put a demon on you. Then you got smells. Like in the book of Tobit, remember when that sister had that demon on her when she was unaliving all of her husbands? Toby.
Oh, okay.
Right. Toby bought that smell. That's why, listen, I always say, I've lit frankincense and myrrh and got rid of demons from around me. And I'm talking about people. When they say I can't take that smoke or I can't take that smell, get that demon away from me. So the smell, so you got smells, you got the spirit of the Lord or the words, and you got music.
No, that makes sense now because I've always had a peaceful home whenever I've burned my frankincense and myrrh.
Yeah, definitely. I love to burn my frank and myrrh. I love to burn.
Yeah. It smells like cinnamon and honey to me.
Yeah.
No, but I appreciate that. That I was trying to see if that was just given only to David for him to have as like, a gift that he gave out.
That's something you got to be real leery of. Meaning, like Commander Jenny Hanna was bringing this out Monday when he was talking about music. It was either this week or last week when he was talking about music. That 808 bass drum. That 808 bass drum, like the so-called white man know them spirit. Listen, the Christian church, if we talking about music, the Christian church know what chords to hit on that organ that will make you cry, that will give you the chills when they know the cue and that certain music. Listen, I remember when I used to be in the church, man, and that pastor get the teaching, and he'd be like, "You don't know how that organ start coming, what he did for me, and that music start coming in." And then if you remember, if anybody been in the church, when that organ do them two chords, boom, boom. Yeah, listen, when he pull them two songs, you gonna hear somebody in church go, "Oh, I feel the Holy Spirit or the Holy Ghost up in this place." No. And then they hit that certain chord, like they know the chords to hit to make you go crazy. They know the chords that make you hit to get emotional, to make you sad, to make you cry. And just like there's chords that can make you angry. There's what they call that, getting crunk, when Lil Jon and them had that crunk music. They boom, boom, as soon as they put that music on, boom, 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 it can do something to you. So so music, the sounds can do something to you. Even if you take how we talk to people, there's octaves in your voice that can piss people off. There's octaves in your voice that when you hear certain sounds, when I hear white people talk, there's a sound of white people. Yeah, but like when it's crazy because the sound of white people is so unique that when a black person talks and they sound white, the first thing I gotta ask, "Hey man, you a brother?" And they gotta say, "Yeah," because there's an octet of white people. There's an octet of black people. So sound is extremely, extremely powerful.
Now, I would say you 100% correct because I just had a talk with my boss just this last week, and it was because I speak with so much authority and surety, and if I don't know something, I don't speak on it, but because I speak on certain things, but I speak respectfully, it comes off as a different way to some of my coworkers who are white. So I literally had to just be talked about, hey, the way you talk, how you come off, your tone, sounds like this. So I get exactly what you're saying. So yeah, you're right. You're 100% right.
Definitely.
Appreciate it.
Hey, no sweat, man. Hey, before I get to, I got Dreddy and Suckers. I'm gonna come to y'all two next. I just got one call on the phone. 510-878. What's your name? Where you calling from? Hey, Dreddy, if you can mute your mic, brother, it says it on my screen. Oh, he left. Okay. Go ahead. 510-878. What's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Ace. I'm calling from Oakland, California.
What's going on, brother?
What's up? I just wanted to ask, is you gonna do another interview with Matan?
Nah, we did too. I mean, if he was to ask and pay, if he was to ask me and pay me, yes, I would do it.
Yeah, because those interviews would be hilarious to me.
Yeah. I don't know I mean, maybe if he brought a Muslim on there or something, I don't know how that would work. But if he was to ask, it was great working with him the first two times. So if he was to ask, most definitely I would.
Okay, that's all I want to ask.
No sweat, brother. Appreciate it.
Yep.
All right. We got Suckers on on TikTok. What's going on?
Yeah, Suckers Can't Join. My name Cleavon Johnson. Suckers Can't Join my brand. The brand me and my brother started. But
okay, what you selling? Wait, what you selling?
Oh man, we got t-shirts, hats, you know, regular typical merch, sweatsuits. But one thing that we did start last year, we got shoes now called trophies. So
okay, yeah, send me the link,
trophies.
man. I'll share it. Yeah, send me the link, man. I'll share it.
Yeah, definitely.
I like promoting black. I like promoting. I like
got
promoting
new,
black business,
new
man.
One coming out this year called the King Cleese, which is black and gold. But yeah, man, I'm just on here. I don't really talk too much on TikTok or any platform. But man, I respect you, bro. I respect what you're doing.
Thank you, brother.
I respect the movement. You know what I mean? As far as the knowledge, I think that overall our people have been missing the knowledge and the way that you providing it and the way that you giving and delivering it, man. I respect it. I love it. And just keep with the content, man. We gotta keep learning, keep providing for our people, man. So I'm just here to just, you know,
I
praise the Lord and
damn
praise your work that you continue to do, brother.
Most High in Christ. Listen, I appreciate that greatly, man. That's what we're here for. My audience got me in a stranglehold. They told me I got to go live every day. I think, yeah, like they own me. They the master. I'm the slave. I thought we was left.
You was free.
I thought we was free, and then I found out we not free. If I don't go live, they be like, "Cap, why you didn't go live?" So, but it's really a great honor to even be able to be appreciated, to push the word of the Most High, teach, have these conversations that to some people it may sound repetitive. To some people it may sound repetitive. To some people because a lot of it is the same argument. But what a lot of people don't understand is that every day you're waking up new people that don't know these things. Every day. If we talk about the real image of Christ, a lot of people don't know. We talk about who God loves. A lot of people don't know. If we talk about salvation, people don't know our condition, our identity. So every day there's somebody new that you're going to interact with. Every day there's somebody that's going to challenge us on what we believe because we've been indoctrinated with the lies so long. So it's always important to keep pushing this truth, man. So I appreciate it.
No, and then just even to say that, you know, I think that just the word every day, our people have not been able to read for so long and been regurgitated information to where, you know, they believe those are facts and they stand on them. And we are an emotional people, like overall. So the way that we feel about certain words is not the way that the other people take it and the other people, you know, push it. We just very strong people. And you know, I just respect the way you deliver it, man. I respect how a lot of people's delivering it online. And, you know, we just got to keep moving, keep pushing. But yeah, Suckers Can't Join forever.
Yeah, send me that link, man.
Man.
Yeah, send me that link so I can check it out. Hey, man, I want to... Hey, no sir, appreciate it, brother. At some point, I want to play this video for Black History Month, right? There's a video I have. Where are you at? I didn't delete you, did I? I know I didn't delete you. There's a video that I have that I want to play. It's for Black History. Hey, Marsh, if you can mute your mic for a second, I appreciate it.
Sure.
Thank you. I'll come to you in 1 second. There's a video. If y'all can spare me about 5 minutes, I just want to play this video real quick, if y'all don't mind. Hold on. All right, so now I just want to play this video. This video is a real good video. I think you'll enjoy it. Let me make sure there's no glare. It might be a glare that way. I don't think it's a glare if I do it this way. And I want y'all to listen to the words. This is Black history. All right, I want y'all to listen to this, all right?
About our nation and God and everything.
Hold on 1 second. I want to bring it to the beginning.
I just sing about our nation and God and everything. I just want to know, how much do you love your country?
What's your nationality?
I'm confused. So what my nationality is, so what color all y'all are.
Right. Let me explain. Let me help you understand.
My country, I defend it.
I know.
I love all of you.
At one time, Jewish people lived in Germany. You understand that, right?
I'm German as well.
And I know. At one time, Jewish. That's why I asked you your nationality. At one time, Jewish people lived in Germany, didn't they?
Did they?
And during World War I, they fought for Germany. They loved Germany. Until one day, Adolf Hitler began to exterminate them. And then they turned on that country and went for a land of their own. Well, this is what you have to understand. We have served this stinking country. There's nobody more patriotic than black people. We're the people that die in your wars, build your cities, and raise your children, and bleed in all of your wars, and reap none of the benefits. There is nobody more patriotic than us. There is nobody that has served America more than us, until one day we found out that this is the land of our oppressor. This is not our homeland. So we decided to go find our own land. So we decided to go find the land of our ancestors, just like the Jewish people did in Germany. And you know what the problem with white people is? You don't respect anybody's humanity except for your own. You don't respect anybody's pain except for your own. You expect Jewish people to hate Hitler and to hate the Nazis, but you can't understand why we should hate you. You can't understand that because you're not human, and you're cruel, and you're selfish. And if you had any love and compassion in your heart, you would know how much you deserve to be hated. If you had any love in your heart, you white people are merciless. And you hate to look at anybody as a human being. How dare you ask us, have you loved America? We have loved you forever, and you have always hated us. We have loved you consistently for 400 years. We prayed to that black Jesus, and we saluted your flag, and we died in your militaries, and you beat us like dogs. How dare you ask us, have we loved you? I have a question for you. When in the hell have you ever loved anybody but yourself? Give me Ezekiel 35. I'm looking you square in your eye and tell you this, that you are completely cruel. And you know why your heart is broke? Because I'm telling you the truth for the first time in your life. Your whole life you thought that you've been compassionate and caring, but meanwhile, you know what you are? That's another white girl standing on stolen ground. Reaping the benefits of bloody fathers. That's what you are. Even though you think you're so liberal and so kind, all you are.
Oh, God damn, man. Hold on. Fucking call came.
Who you so kind, all you are ground, reaping the benefits of bloody fathers. That's what you are. Even though you think you're so liberal and so kind, all you are is another child benefiting off the murder of your father. That is who you really are. And you should face it. And you should fall on your knees and beg repentance for your evil, cruel, corrupt, selfish life that you've lived here on the bones of the North American Indian, on the bones of the slaves, on the bones of the Puerto Ricans, on the bones of the Mexicans, on the bones of all the poor people that your father murdered so you could go to college and so you could get drunk and high and have a good time. Your father had to murder for that privilege. You understand that, don't you? Your father had to kill. Your grandfather had to steal. So
Stop fucking calling, man. Damn.
that's the truth. I'm showing you love. That's love. I'm telling
Hey, you know the craziest? You know the craziest part about that video? You know the craziest part about that video? Is that it was a black woman that came and pulled that woman away from the video. That was the craziest part of that video. Out of that video, as General Hyman is showing that woman, she's never cared about black people. They only care about themselves. It was a black woman that came and saved her. A black woman. That's diabolical. You was gonna say something, Marge?
I just want to say something about that video, and he was completely right, because for the first time, he was telling that white woman the truth. You know, one thing that caught my attention, we are tired of serving this country that is not our country, you know,
Right.
Serving the flag that is not our flag. You know, this is not our land. This is not
That's
our
right.
land. You know, the Most High God will have our land. This is not our land.
But
we
I think
are in the bottom right
right.
now, and they're on the top.
Right, but the point of that video was to show that when it comes to pain in America, the only pain that can be revered, the only pain that can be respected is if it's white pain. Black pain would never be respected. Latino pain would never be respected. Mexican pain, Native Indian pain, nobody's pain will ever be respected in America. And that's the point. That's why Black history has to go away. That's why, listen, do y'all know there's only one black governor in the United States of America. And that one black governor got turned away from the governor's convention. The only black governor in America from Baltimore was told he can't come to the governor's convention. Just imagine that. The only black governor, Westmore. Listen, Westmore, the only black governor left out of the White House governor's dinner. And y'all want to tell me that America is different. Y'all want to tell, look, it's right here. Westmore, I don't know if y'all gonna see it on the TikTok. Westmore, and here's the crazy part. Westmore, I'm gonna read some of it. Maryland Governor Westmore says it's not lost on him that he was excluded from a White House dinner for governors, a decision that singled out the nation's only black governor. And now what I also want to point out, there's 50 states, and only one governor of those 50 states is black. And out of all that, they said, man, we straight, man, keep your black ass over there. During Black history, and just think about it, that is diabolical. But then y'all gonna tell me that Trump is not racist. Y'all gonna tell me there's nothing wrong with Donald Trump. Nothing wrong with him. Nothing wrong with America. America is different. America is better. You're gonna tell me that. But then what's crazy, it says Moore, this is the crazy part. Moore is a Democrat and vice chair of the National Governors Association. The State of the Union, that he was never invited to the annual National Governors Associated dinner, a decades-long bipartisan tradition held during the NGA's winter meeting. It's not even a Republican versus Democrat. It's Republicans and Democrats united to say, hey, keep that black man keep that black man from the dinner. He can't even eat at the dinner. Hold on one second, Marge. He can't even eat at the dinner table. You know where he could eat? Now, who knows the Bible enough to know where he could eat? Who knows the history of slavery enough to know where he could eat if he came to the table? Where do they want him to eat at the table? Who knows? Anybody can come off mute on TikTok. Where would he know to eat from off the table? Who knows? Anybody know? I'll tell you. Under the table.
Yes, sir. On the floor.
He would have to be, because when you go, there's a good book called Tell the Children Our Story. And in Tell the Children Our Story, you'll hear how the slaves would tell how when they were children, mistress would feed them under the table. They would have to eat under the table.
That's pain.
And then let me read this last part. It says President Donald Trump had already announced this year's winter meeting. This the hustle they do would only include Republican governors, but Moore, along with Colorado Governor Jared Polis, was specifically blocked from attending the black tie dinner, even as other Democratic governors were invited. Moore emphasized that while he cannot speak to the president's intents, the optics are impossible to ignore. With that said, on TikTok, we got, in this order, Monster, Mr. Biggs, and Urban Psychology. So, Monster, you got a question or comment? Monster, you there? Going once? Okay.
Oh yeah, I'm here real quick, Cap.
All right.
I'm just saying that it just takes a whole lot of energy to put a lot of race into stuff. Everybody's been conquered at one point or the other, all over the world, and it's gonna continue to happen.
What's your ethnicity?
I I'm honestly just German. Most of my family's German. I
knew it. I knew you was white. I knew. One second. I knew you was white. I knew you was white based on what you said. Because what
it just takes a lot of energy.
No, it takes a lot of energy to do what exactly?
To think about the racial factor and everything.
No, but what? No. I want when you say the racial factor, you're saying it takes a lot of energy to speak about race.
Yeah, I think we should just speak about human love, compassion.
Okay, so where was the human love for us?
It was missing for way too long.
Wait. Okay, so where is the human love for us today?
I think it's all over the place.
Where?
You guys are.
I just spoke about. Wait, I'm gonna give you an example. I just spoke about how the one black governor in America was not invited to the White House dinner for governors. Where's the love?
I think that's foul.
But you said there's. But listen, Monster. You said that there's love all over the place. As you're saying there's love, we see the hate for the one black governor.
No, I think that's very wrong.
So you know what I think this how I know this how wrong I'm gonna believe if you think it's wrong. Don't tell me how wrong it is. Can you go into white spaces and start going into white spaces and tell them to stop bothering us? Because telling me coming over, I want you to leave my space and start. That's the campaign. I want you to start this campaign. The campaign I want you to start is rallying up white people to go and attack other racist white people and tell them, let me finish. I want you to go and tell them to stop harming us. Coming into black space, because this is what white people do. This is what y'all are real good at. You're so subtle. This is that. Just remember the octet I was talking about earlier. How white people got a tone. You see how I knew he was white? Because they have a certain octet. They have a certain tone when they speak. And what they try to do is talk like a lamb. We should just be about love. I think it's just too much energy to talk about races, because the goal is not to get white people to stop being racist. It's not to get white people to stop doing the things that they're doing. The goal for white people is to get us to stop talking about it. That's your goal. Your goal, you don't care about my pain. You don't care about what blacks and Latinos are doing, because what's happening to us. Because if you cared, what I expect to see, here's what I want. If you cared, I expect to see you to go to stop the white hatred of other movement. So go find your white, no, don't talk to me no more. I don't want you to talk to me. You ain't even got to be here no more. What I want you to do is to go into white racist spaces and say, hey man, y'all got to stop attacking black people. Y'all got to stop ICE specifically attacking Latinos. I want you to do that, because when you come in my space, the master sent you. The Klan sent you. The racist Trump MAGA people sent you to come into my space to see if you can convince me to stop telling my people about what you do to us. And that's never going to happen. So I appreciate the time. Now, if you want to prove to me that you're about human love, you're going to start sending me the links of you going into the white racist rooms and you doing a rally and tell white people, this is enough. You know who you should be like? You should be like John Brown. Hold on, I'm going to tell you a good white man. You should be like John Brown. Do you know who John Brown is?
John Brown. Look him up right now.
Yeah, look up John Brown. You want to know a good, I'm going to tell you a good, is his name John Brown? Yes. If y'all want to know a good white man, John Brown was a good white man. If you want to be a good white man, you go look up John Brown and see what he did for black people. See who unalived him. Now, when I see you act like John Brown, then you can come back on my stage. Until then, I appreciate the time. Next person is no, you can't say nothing. Next person is Mr. Biggs. What's up, Mr. Biggs? You had a question or comment?
Man, I'm doing pretty good, man. You know, the truth of the matter, you know what, is that this country, you know what, is never going to actually, you know what, do what they're supposed to do towards black people. The Constitution wasn't really written for us. We was only included so we could feel like we was included, so we can work their jobs and profit them. It's still in the Constitution right now, with still 3/5 of a man. So, you know, all this stuff is not going to change. You know, even when I first heard the whole slogan, "Make America Great Again," the most important damn
That's
thing
one of the
that
words.
stood out to me
Listen.
was,
That was the warning sign for black people. That was supposed to that was supposed to wake black people up. Black people wasn't supposed to be. When black people saw "Make America Great Again," that was supposed to be a red flag. That's the horn of war. Like in the Bible, when it says "blow the trumpet," America blew the trumpet as soon as they created MAGA. That was the red flag. And I want to touch on something that you said. Like, we don't need a handout from America. That's not what ISBK asked for. What ISBK asked for is just for them to get out the way, which is a little bit more gangster. And what I mean by that is if they take their drugs out of our community, if they take their police out of our community, when I say take their police out of the community, at the surface level, it's like, well, who's going to control us? What I mean is, if you take every systematic oppressive system that they've ever put in place in the black community and removed it, in the beginning, it's going to take an adjustment, because now you're going to need some people to bring about order. That's where ISBK comes in. We could bring that order. But when we get finished, we'll be so much better, in a better space. History teaches you that. When they so-called freed us and gave us a little bit of land, I can't even say gave us a little bit of land. When they so-called freed us and we had to survive in cities like Black Wall Street, D.C., Detroit, New York, Florida, when we used to have to survive, you got to hold on to the caller that just joined. When we used to, I just said you got to hold on, woman. When we had to survive in those cities, we built cities, but we didn't have their influence. And then that jealousy is what made them attack us. And so what did we have to do? What did we do? We thought sitting in and joining with them would make it better for us. And it hasn't. It's better to just endure and fight and defend than it is to join, because that was a sign of weakness once we joined them. So that's really what we need. If we realize that part, we would be way better off. I'll give you a response. Did you have a response? Mr. Biggs?
I completely agree with you. I completely agree. You know, yeah, but when they said that "Make America Great Again," yeah, that was when my eyes opened up. I started asking questions. I started calling around. When was America great for us?
Yeah, it never. That's what I be asking black people. If they make America great again, I always bring this point up. Like right now, right? White people are going crazy because they say that they're 49%. They only make up 49% of the births in America, so they feel like they losing America. Here's what the other nations don't realize. The other nations don't realize is that white America looks at all of them as enemies. They look at them as a confederation against them. So they don't look at it like, I'm 49%, but the blacks are 12%, so I'm still more than the blacks. I'm still more than the Latinos. I'm still more than the Asians. I'm still more than these. They look at it like all of those other nations are my enemies, and they're joined together against me. That's how they look at it. And then black people look at it like, look at joining them as the way. They don't understand how a nation really thinks. Nations think dominance. I have to dominate. That's what we supposed to think about. Did you have another response? Because I do have other callers, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I completely agree with you. You know, that's why this attack on illegals are so important. The reason why it's so important is because if you take 12% and you mix it another 15%, you know what? The numbers begin to decrease. So, I believe, the reason why they're so adamant about it is because they know they're losing the reins, and you know what? And if any other, it's annihilation.
Thank you. I appreciate it, brother. Now I'm going to go to the phone lines. First person on the line is Williams Giovanni, it says on my phone.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, so I had I guess I had two comments, and I wanted to segue into a question.
You said you got two comments and segues into a question. As long as the comments aren't long-winded, I'm fine with it.
No.
Okay,
no, they're not long-winded. It's scripture.
Okay, good.
Ecclesiastes 1:9. So starting with King Solomon, what he wrote in Ecclesiastes, that there was nothing new under the sun.
Right.
That which shall be, which etc. Is there's nothing new under the sun, and I go back to Genesis 2:19 to and out of the ground the Lord God formed every beast of the field, every fowl of the air, and brought them unto Adam to see what he would call them. And whatsoever Adam called every living creature, that was the name thereof. So my thought process is that this statement was not just beasts. It was like every literal situation, every event, every song. It's our job to name these things, right? Like give names to
I'm confused.
the items. You know how we nickname somebody like, "Oh, you big head," or that's our names.
But I don't know what you talk about right now, though.
Okay, I'm saying how we name things as people, not just black people in general. Like we go around naming things, giving things nicknames, and that's something we've always done. Give names to things, and that the Bible said that God brought these items or these beasts to the field to see what Adam would name them or what he would call them.
But it's only talk about animals, brother. What are you talking about, man?
Right, but okay, you said that's what I'm getting into. And you do science, organisms are animals. The smallest, the macro and the micro. Like everything, there's parasites, all these things. And scientists name these things. And then
I don't know
years
what
go
this
by
dude
and
talking
then
about
somebody else
right
names
now.
something
I
else.
don't know what he talking about.
So
Hopefully you get it together. I don't know what he talking about.
Into what I'm asking you.
What are you talking about, brother? Because I'm lost. My audience, we all lost. My audience lost. Everybody lost. So what is it that you trying to get to? We all inquiring minds. Go ahead, land. Okay, what about land?
I'm trying to get into land. So how there's things called nominal, where there's something that's just name. It holds a title by name only. An example would be what the Bible refers to as the synagogue of Satan. They are Jews nominally.
What?
Right? And the new state of Israel. That's Israel nominally, by name only, not by essence.
What's happening, y'all? Am I being punked?
No, bro, you ain't getting punked. I'm trying to get to it. So I'm saying with how the Bible said there's nothing new under the sun. It's just a new name to the same things and the same events. If that's true, which it is, because the Bible said so, land, when it comes to land, like America.
Hey, brother.
Y'all say, well, this ain't our land.
Yeah, hey, brother, can I just ask you a mathematical question real quick?
Yeah.
What's 5 plus 5?
Oh, come on.
Yeah, man.
I know it.
I hung up on I hung up on the wrong person. I don't know what the hell. I don't know what he was talking about. I have no clue. Sorry, I didn't mean to hang up on you, sis. I hung up on the wrong person. I apologize. But you had a question or comment?
Yes, I had a question. I had met this guy a few months back, and he had told me him and his baby mother were done. So I had went along with it, let time go by, and 5 months had went by, and we started talking, and he claims he's an Israelite and stuff like that. So I've been watching your lives to get information and stuff to get more insight on the situation. because I know men and how do I say it? Your men, they do have multiple wives, and I know that is a thing that does happen. And I was just a little like unsure about the situation on what I should do because she has now come back around. And I don't know how I should feel about it, and we've had relations and stuff like that.
So when you say relations, y'all been intimate, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
When he told you that he was an Israelite, um, what did he teach? Did he teach you anything, or was it just I'm an Israelite and that's it?
Yes and no. Like he gave me a little insight about everything and told me. And
And
like,
how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
how old am I?
Yes.
About to be 20.
Okay, so you're a 20-year-old woman, and how old is he, if you don't mind me asking?
23.
Okay, so he's a young man. You're a young woman. He comes to you, says he's an Israelite. Now, did he say he's an Israelite before the baby mama or after the baby mama?
After.
Okay. So, but he said the baby mama wasn't in the picture?
Yeah.
Is this your first relationship you had?
Well, it's my first like serious relationship.
Okay, so prior to that, you've been in relationships with other men, but it
Yeah.
wasn't a serious relate. Meaning, like intimately, you've been in relationships with other men.
I've only been with one other man.
Got you. And so, how did that relationship end?
Um, Not so well. He wasn't the best.
Meaning, like, what I mean is, what did it end because of cheating? Did it end because of?
Yeah.
Okay, so it ended because of cheating. And it can actually, when you met that man and when you met this man, did you get any advice from like your father or a brother or uncle on meeting that man before you did anything with that man, or did you just make the decision on your own?
I just made the decision on my own because, like, so for instance, my dad, he was like, you need to find like a different person to talk to and someone that like
You say your
fits
dad
his.
told you? You said your dad said what?
He told me to find someone else to talk to, and he basically made me stop talking to the first man I was with.
So he wanted you to find a different mate, a
Yeah.
different partner, and you didn't listen to him.
No, I did went and find a different one, and that's who I'm with now.
But
But
did you bring him to your father?
yes, and my father accepts.
Your father accepted him.
Mhm.
Okay, no problem. The reason why I asked you that, because if your father accepted him, then your father saw something in him that he thought would be compatible for you. But both of y'all are young, meaning the 23-year-old boy is clearly immature, because if he's an Israelite, he would have never told you that it was a baby mother. He would have told you that was his woman, because what it sounds like is he's saying he's with that woman too now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so, but he didn't tell you that in the beginning. Now, did you ask him if he was with her while y'all was together?
Yeah, and he gave me the honest answer, and
And
he
what
told
did
me yeah.
he said? Yeah, what?
He said yeah once.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Caller, hold on.
He also says that she is his wife. He calls us both his wife, and that's
What?
what like throws me off.
Yeah, well, he's correct in calling you that, but he did it in the nasty way. He did. The reason why you're calling me is because you feel betrayed. Because if he would have told you something, let me ask you a question. If he would have told you that he had another woman, would you have been his wife or girlfriend, or however you look at it?
Well, if I knew that she was still gonna be in the picture, no.
Right. And so that's what men do. Men lie to get women. That's what they do. That's why I asked you about the father, and I want, I don't want to question your pops, but I'm wondering, what did he see that made him compatible, and does he know that he has another woman now?
No, he does not know anything about it.
Yeah. And did you know that he had the other woman before? Like, when you brought him to your father, did you tell him that? Did you know about the baby mother before y'all was intimate?
Yes, I knew he had a baby mother, and I knew he had a baby.
And did you tell your father that part too?
Yeah, and
So,
my dad had like a main concern on when like him and his baby mother broke up, and they had broke up months before me and him like even like started talking and stuff like that. And she moved out of his house and took their child and did whatever she did. And that was like what made my dad like be more comfortable with the situation because he felt like me telling him that they weren't gonna be a thing anymore.
you said, say that one more time.
I said me telling my dad all of that, like how they had been together in months and that she didn't want to be in a relationship no more.
So your dad thought that she would be out of the picture.
Yeah.
Right. And did you tell your dad about the Israelite part?
Uh-huh.
And so he knew that your dad was an Israelite. Excuse me, your dad knew that this brother was an Israelite too?
Yes.
And he didn't inquire about what it means to be an Israelite or anything like that?
My dad knows what it means to be an Israelite. My dad is a Hispanic man. So he knows a little bit of,
Yeah, I understand. A lot of times, and this is why I always say, like, the truth is the truth is really the only cure. Because as you telling the story, your father seems like he counseled you based on what he knows from the world. Because even if he knew a little bit about the Israelite, when the baby mama was mentioned, he would know as an Israelite, we look at that as wives, and he would have said, no, that's not a baby mama. She ain't going, she's not going to disappear. She's going to stay there. He should have saw the hustle. The reason why, hold on. And the reason why I'm saying all these things is because if you lay with that man and he said that you're his wife, now the type of counsel that you need is how do you deal with the betrayal? That's what it sounds like you need to counsel on it. Am I correct or incorrect?
You're correct.
Okay, so now for that type of counsel, I don't think it should be done on live. So if you do want counsel, you can call me anytime today after 5 p.m. I got to get my hair braided at 2. So anytime after 5 p.m. you can call me back and I'll gladly give you counsel. You can let the man know, and if he wants to be a part of that phone call, y'all both can call and I can counsel both of y'all.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
All right, no problem. Take care, sis.
You too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Wasn't I just talking about this yesterday? I was just talking about this yesterday, how I was talking to a brother. He was asking about if a woman can control if a man gets another woman. And what did I tell y'all? Men be lying. The unfortunate part with her, she got a father. And the father sound like he ain't really all the way right within itself, which a lot of our fathers weren't right within ourselves. And women. If no Israelite man is going to tell y'all, I'm going to tell y'all. Stop sleeping with these niggas. Stop. Court these men. Court them. Make these men jump through hoops. If you see signs, run away. Don't listen. A lot of women. Hold on one second. Caller, hold on. A lot of women. I'm gonna tell y'all. A lot of women. Even Israelite women, still date from the world. And what I mean by date from the world, you just let the man sleep with you because that's what you've been doing your whole life. You see the warning signs. You know he ain't gonna be there. You know he trash. You know he ain't gonna love you right. You know he ain't gonna treat you right. But because you let everybody else hit, you're gonna let him hit too. Even though you're an Israelite woman and he's an Israelite man, you still gonna let him hit. Stop letting men hit that until you put them through. Let him make him prove his worth. You know why? If a brother, let me tell you, listen, I'm trying to give y'all the game so y'all can't say that y'all don't get the game. Women, you're not going to be able to say you did not get the game. Israelite men can make a mistake. We can pick the wrong woman. Because you know why? A man can have more than one. I don't need to laugh. But a man can have more than one woman. So even if a man picks the wrong woman and she gives him hell, he can get another woman if he chooses to. Or he can just try to correct her. That's his option. But he got options. Woman, oh woman, you only got one shot, one unalive. You only got one option, that man. That's the only option you got. That's the only option. Hey Mika, if I'm gonna probably get you off of my channel. Because when you say I'm lying, that's the dumbest. This is why. Let me just unmod her. I'll try that. Let me just unmod her. Here we go. Because women, you Israelite women, you only got one shot. You lay with that man. You don't have the option to go lay with another man. So what are you supposed to do? Make that man jump. Listen, if you want, like, you know how when Diddy made them go get that what did he make them go get? A cheesecake? Make that nigga go get a cheesecake. Make that man go get a cheesecake. Make that man get you some shoes. Make that man get you some roses. Make that man do whatever it is that's going to put that spark in you to say, oh yeah, okay, I can lay with him now. I can do it. But if you just sleep with him because you just been sleeping with everybody else and he turned you on like everybody else turned you on, and then because let me tell you something. Let me tell you, sex is easy. Listen, man, when you want to lay with a woman or you want to lay with a man, everything about the desire to get to that point, oh, it's high. It's the most euphoric. It's the greatest aphrodisiac because you're thinking about that first, for brothers, you thinking about that first slide in. For women, whatever y'all feel when it's in there. I don't know what you feel when it's in there. You know who know? I was going to say something. Gorilla Hebrew know what it feels. No, let me stop. I couldn't resist. Listen, I told Gorilla Hebrew, I said I was going to lay up on messing with you. That's pause. I ain't going to lay up with him at all. But I said I was going to stop. I ain't did one in a long time. So listen, I told her I was going to cut it down, but it just flowed just like that. But now, once you get that, the anticipation, once you get all that anticipation and the build up and you go through it, and then now what do you have after that? Where do you go from there if all you cared about was laying with her? But you didn't do anything else. Listen, Rod Cromartie must like Mika because he said free Mika. So I'm going to try to be nice. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add her back as a moderator, but she only going to be a standard moderator. She gonna have to prove she could go back to managing moderator. So she could be a standard, not a manager. So ladies, if you want to avoid things like this phone call, vet that man, court that man. Listen, if you got to court that man for 5 years, don't worry. Your vagina is going to be just fine. You don't need devices. Y'all going to use that rose until your whole vagina is just numb. You're going to take all the feeling out with that rose. They need to call that rose something else Because the rose gonna like, what's that song? I know you like to think your shit don't stink. Roses smell like roses really smell like boop boop. Y'all using them roses, man. Them roses is boo boo. Boo 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 boo. Yeah. No, let me stop. Let me stop. That's a good job. But I'm so serious, ladies. It's better. Don't be and this is what you want to make sure you understand this too. And this is what men got to remember too. Courting a woman or a man does not mean that you have to marry them just because you're courting them. It does not mean that. That's the whole point of courting. Courting allows you to walk away. And it doesn't mean it's not the end of the world. There's going to be another man that wants you. There's going to be another woman that wants you. It's just that this didn't work out. And it's not even the end of the world where now you got to hate that brother or hate that sister just because you decided that you're not right for each other. You're not right for each other as a relationship, but you can still be a brother. You can still be a sister. You can still do all those things. All right. So I didn't mean to go that long, but what that sister did, what that sister went through is what I be trying to warn. Now, this ain't the first time that I warned you sisters. I've been warning you sisters for a long time. I've been warning sisters for a long time. Now, if y'all don't listen, that's your fault. But I've been warning y'all for a long time. All right. So with that said, before I go to the phone calls, wait, I'm going to take one phone call that's been on here for like 13. And then I'm coming to RJ, Genesis, and Kai. I'm coming to y'all in that order. 248-506.
All right. I just got ejected Tito, cuz.
You said what?
I'm just calling back. I said I'm the one who got ejectocito, from that Tyrese. He pulled up out of here. So I'm trying to ask, how do we know the location or origin?
Caller, hold on.
Land.
You said how do we know the location of what?
The locations of the 12 tribes. How it was.
Caller, hold on.
Actually, those locations, if land is constantly being renamed and nicknamed.
Through the Bible, through prophecy, and through the Spirit. It's that simple.
Okay. So with that being said, land like America, when we say this isn't our land, what if it was at one point? Like we got channels dedicated to it, like Dane Calloway.
Yeah, they don't know what that. Yeah, they don't know what they talking about.
Oh, okay. So you don't believe that before 1492, so-called black people and Israelites weren't on this particular land already?
Yeah.
You saying that's what you believe, that we weren't here?
That we were here. Yeah, before Columbus came.
Oh, we were here.
Yeah, before Columbus came, we was here first. We was here before Columbus.
Right. So when people say this isn't our country, America, we was physically here though. So
yeah, but I'm talking about. But see, like Dane Calloway hates black people because he say Harriet Tubman and all of them. Harriet Tubman didn't exist. That we weren't enslaved ever. I'm talking about my Israelite brothers, the Native Indians, the Tainos, Puerto Ricans, and Mexicans. They were here first. We came second. The blacks was.
So you said Judah specifically?
Yeah, Judah came second. The Northern Kingdom was here first. The Southern Kingdom came after, is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So that's why I called earlier. And I was talking about the renaming of stuff.
Yeah, but you say how you asked the question very easily. You like one of them. There's in New York. I don't know where you from, but in New York we have two terms. You could be dumb smart or smart dumb. Dumb smart, you want to be. You want to be dumb smart. You don't want to be smart dumb. You was coming across smart dumb, not to me only, but to my TikTok audience and my YouTube audience. So in the future, it's better to just be more succinct and clear with the question that you want to ask.
Right, and I was trying to lay a foundation up to the question, and it was kind of nervous at the same time because people be getting cooked. Now I don't care about getting
Long
cooked,
as you
but it's
talking
like
cool,
I
yeah,
want to get a point across.
yeah, long as you talking cool, you straight. Don't, you know, you ain't gonna get cooked. Long as you talking cool, you good to go.
Right. But yeah, no, that's all I was saying, and I'm like, hey, I got ejected up out of there trying to ask a question, didn't even get to ask
You
it.
got
But yeah,
ejected
that
because
was.
you was sounding crazy.
Oh.
All right, no sweat. I appreciate it, man. All right.
Well,
Hey, before I go, all right, no sweat. Appreciate it, man. So before I go back to TikTok, just a quick announcement. My Facebook page got disabled, meaning Facebook told me I can't ever get that back. So I created a new Facebook page. The good side about it is I ain't got to be Tyree Gas on Facebook anymore. I could actually have my name, Tazaryach Yahawada. So if you go on Facebook, if y'all could give me a follow, I got to build. I had like 23,000 followers. I now got like 392 followers. So that is my page. If you get a friend request from Tazaryach Yahawada, that is my page. So if y'all can just click that link that I just put in the YouTube and just follow my page, I would greatly appreciate it. So now on TikTok, RJ, you there? To the people on the line, if y'all could just mute your phone, please. I'm getting a little feedback from somebody, and then I'm gonna come to y'all after I take 2 people on TikTok. So RJ, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, you got a question or comment?
So I've been sitting on this live. I'm trying to figure out what's the main purpose of the live. Like, is it just a question? Ask you about Israelites?
Well, somebody just asked me about intimacy. We was talking about the mayor. We was talking about the governor, rather, that got rejected. So you can talk about whatever you want to talk about. It's geared, I would say, biblically first. So it's a biblical conversation, current event conversation, and psychology conversation. So what's your question?
What makes you have discipline being an Israelite? Like, where are you getting your discipline from?
The laws. The laws of God is where I get the discipline from. It puts you in a box. It gives you restraint or restriction. It's like women. It's like because you're a man, I'll talk to you that way. I usually generalize, but we're 2 men talking, meaning like there's women you can't sleep with. That's a restriction. So you can't sleep with like white women, African, Chinese, Japanese. There's food you can't eat that are popular, like pork, shrimp, crab, lobster. There's things you can't celebrate, like Valentine's Day coming up, Mother's Day, Christmas. There's a way of life you have to conduct yourself. There's a way you dress. There's a way you don't dress. You can't be effeminate. So
would you say this movement is newly founded? Because if you're going back to the root, Israelites, it wasn't Israelites, and you wasn't excluding certain members. You know.
I don't know what you mean when you say it wasn't Israelites first. What do you mean it wasn't Israelites? What do you mean?
What was the study back then? Because I think
study. What when you say back then? What can you give me the time frame of what you're talking about?
When we talk about, would you say this is a religion? Is being an Israelite? Is that a religion?
No, you have to actually be an Israelite. If you're not an Israelite, then, like, you notice how I said you can't be with certain women. So you can't be with a white woman or African because they're not Israelites. So if it's an Israelite man or woman, then you can be with an Israelite. I want to take the man part out of it because we're 2 men. If it's an Israelite woman, then you can lay with her. If it's not an Israelite woman, then you cannot be with her. So when you say there wasn't Israelites, what you still ain't giving me the time period you're talking about.
I can give you.
So you're saying you can't lay with no Israelite?
Who that?
No woman that's not Israelite.
Yeah, now you can't talk no more.
I like to believe that we are divine beings.
Well, I don't care what you or I believe. No, RJ, 1 second. I just don't care what you or I believe. You started off saying about we not Israelites, or that's not the beginning, and then you said it was inclusive, not exclusive, like I'm making it. So before you get into that, I need you to give me the time period of what you're talking about.
When you go back to the history of, okay, let's talk about the Most High. I don't even like saying God. You know, the first practice was Yoruba, right?
No. If you say we go back to the beginning would be Genesis is the beginning. Yoruba comes thousands of years later. Yoruba is not Israel. Yoruba, that's a Hamitic tribe by name. That's not Israel. So that's not the beginning.
But you being an Israelite, are you like can a white person be an Israelite?
No.
Right?
No.
Exactly. Right?
Right. And when I'm saying white, I'm not defending. No, I'm not saying you are. I just want to clarify for my audience. When I'm saying white, I'm not talking about their complexion. I'm talking about their ethnicity. Like Bob Marley is white, so he can't be one of us.
Ethnicity meaning like culture? Like
no, ethnicity meaning your daddy. Yeah, where you descend from. That's right. Like where you descend from and who you descend from matters. Your skin complexion does not matter. That's why I always use Bob Marley. Mariah Carey is black. Her daddy's black. So who she comes from is a black man, even though she looks like her white mother's side. So Bob Marley is white because although he looks like his black mother's side, he comes out of a white man's rod or sperm. So he's white to us. Mariah Carey's black to us. So again, when you say beginning, Israel begins in Genesis.
Who's making that determination?
Of who you are?
Yeah.
Science and the Most High. So for example, in science, you ever heard of like DNA for your ancestry?
Yeah.
So if you went as a man, if you went for your DNA for your ancestry, you would be able to get your full paternal line and your full maternal line because you carry the Y chromosome. Women don't carry the Y chromosome, so when they go for their ancestry, they can't pull up their daddy's paternal line. So the son carries the ability of both the paternal and maternal, so he carries that DNA. So even though you get the same amount of chromosomes from both parents equally, 23 and 23, the DNA that determines who you are ethnically comes from your father. So a woman can't pass that Y chromosome. She receives the Y chromosome in her. So when a man and a woman have intercourse and he ejaculates into her, she's receiving the Y chromosome from him that gets passed down to whatever that child is. That Y chromosome is what determines the ethnicity of that child. So even in the white man's science and by the Most High, you are what your father is. And God said we can't marry outside of our race. F them heathens. We got 12 different tribes, man. Listen, man, we got 12 different tribes of women to pick from. I don't want no slanted eye. I don't want none of that. You understand?
A little bit. But I think I'm looking at, okay, when we look at evolution, right? And
this man said,
I'm not seeing you shake your head. I'm not thinking as far as when we look at evolution.
Now we about to be for monkeys.
No, we ain't monkeys. I ain't saying we monkeys. No, but when you look at evolution, the first gene came from a black woman, right?
No.
From a Lucy.
No. That's what I mean, man. Like, Lucy's body parts were in two different. I think Lucy body parts was like two different.
That was the most founded.
Right, but this the problem. That's just what they found, right?
That's what I'm saying. That's the most.
Right.
I kind of go off what I know. I don't go off.
You don't know that.
You know what I mean?
No, you don't know that. Your faith is in the white man. My faith is in the Most High.
At that point, we don't know anything.
That's why. Listen. That's why I said. That's why I said your faith is in the white man. My faith is in the Most High. The Most High ain't say no Lucy.
How's my faith in the white man?
Because you wasn't there. Listen, I wasn't. I'm telling you. One second. Your faith is in the white man. My faith is in the Most High. We both have faith because neither one of us was there at what I'm saying is correct and what you're saying is correct. Your shit is talking about some black woman named Lucy. My God said he created mankind at the same time. He created a boom of man and said, go be fruitful and multiply. And so when God created man, he created them together. Male and female, created them in abundance. It wasn't two people. It wasn't no one man, one woman creating the whole population. You know why the white man believes that? Because he'll have sex with his sister. He'll have sex with his mother. He'll have sex with his grandmother. He'll have sex with a dog. God, in his common sense, would say, let me create man in abundance so that when they have children, they can reproduce without sleeping with their mother, with their father, XYZ like that. So my faith is in the Most High. You got to mute up, Ravens. My faith is in the Most High. My faith is not in the white man's science. But I do got a lot of people, RJ. I got to pause you. You ain't got to leave yet, but I got to pause you. It's on Genesis, and then I got to get to the phone calls. Genesis, what's your question?
Shalom, Cap.
Shalom, brother.
Hey, what is... So I'm trying to tell my 66-year-old brother-in-law about, Romans 9, 6, and 8, or actually 4 to 8, and, Psalms 147 and all these different verses to show that salvation is for Israel.
Right.
His entire demeanor and attitude changed, and it's like, why do we want to fall? Is it a slave mentality? Why do we want to fall on the sword for Arabs?
Listen, man, we black people, black people should be studied. Like black people's Stockholm syndrome is the greatest Stockholm syndrome known to man and should be studied. I was talking about this last year. It's called the mice and the cherry experiment, and cherry tree experiment. And the experiment was where they took these mice and they put this cherry tree, because the mice love the cherries. And what they put in front of the cherry tree was, or under the cherry tree, to get to the cherry tree when they walk, they put this electric shock on the cherry, like on the floor. So every time the mice would try to get to the cherry tree, they would get shocked. Not enough to kill them, but it would cause enough pain to where they stopped going to that cherry tree. When they had their kids, the kids would not go to the cherry tree. So they got them all in there. It was a big experiment. And then they removed the shock. And even though they removed the shock, the smell of the cherry tree, the mice still would not go to the cherry tree. And then what they did was they took mice that had not experienced the cherry tree at all, or the pain from the cherry tree, and began to mate it with the mice that did have the experience. It took 3 generations, 3 mice generations of mixing, and 3 generations of mating with the first with the mice that didn't have the cherry with the mice that did, and then the mice from them would have to mate with mice that didn't, and then the mice from them had to mate with mice that didn't. The mice from them had to mate with mice that didn't, and then that generation went to that tree. That's how many generations it took to remove that. And so I say that to say, with black people, we have to have generations of us that can teach, that can free us mentally from that, because we've been so stuck generation to generation to generation to generation to no matter what white people say, to just listen and obey them, that now you could say our generation is coming to wake them up, but now we have to mate with them that are sick, and then our kids have to mate with generation with them that haven't been touched with generation to actually free the minds mentally. So that's the analogy, and they did that so that we can understand exactly how far back the hold on one second. It should be, the connection should be good now. So it's letting you know that's how far we have to go back to actually fix the mental psychosis that we have. So that's why you struggle. So the reason why they're looking at you different is because they're so indoctrinated and programmed with loving the white man no matter what he does, that it'll never be a break from it without consistently, generationally. The same way we've been generationally programmed is the same way we have to be generationally deprogrammed. You understand?
I do, because they say iron sharpens iron, but I can't even have a conversation, two men that know about the Bible, about what the truth is, but without you getting mad. And my cousin was like, when you start following Cap and you start really speaking the truth, you know, people, but like, you know what, they didn't accept our Lord and Savior, you know, the Messiah, Yahweh Shai. So if they didn't accept him, they ain't gonna accept us. One more question. Is there anything in the Bible that breaks down what sleep paralysis is? Like how Daniel laid down kind of and he saw things. Because I've had some crazy paralysis, man. I feel like the Lord was showing me things, but is it rooted in scripture?
I probably have to ask General Muhammad about that one. I'm not sure. I'll ask my general about it this Thursday in class to see if there's a scripture or something like that, but I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Okay.
All right. So to my TikTok audience, just bear with me. I'm gonna take 2 calls on the phone lines, and I'm gonna come right back to y'all. On the phone lines, I got Velasquez. I'm sorry, not Velasquez. I apologize. Justin Edward.
Yeah. What's up, bro?
What's up?
Hey, I had a question for you about like end time eschatology, and I was wondering
about who?
Do you, like,
about what?
About the end time, like eschatology, like things will come, like Revelation type stuff.
Okay.
I was wondering if you study that enough to answer questions on that, or if
study
you enough to answer questions on that.
Study end time as far as what? Like, give me an example of what you're talking about.
Okay, so for example, I don't believe in the rapture because it's a false teaching that was perpetuated by the Schofield Bible. I believe in the second Exodus.
What is the second Exodus to you?
To me, the second Exodus is when Messiah is going to gather up the children of Israel.
Okay, so we believe
captivity.
Yeah, so we believe the same. So we don't use the word rapture either.
Okay.
Rapture is really just about having an orgasm.
Didn't know that, and that's crazy.
Look, you know, Anita Baker had a song called "Caught Up in the Rapture of Love." You ever look up the word? Rapture? Let me see.
Yeah, I looked up the word rapture when I was doing a little study on it, and I kind of got to a phase in my studying where I stopped believing any doctrine that I could trace. So if I could put a date on when that doctrine became a doctrine, I just stopped believing it. So I didn't study too deep into the rapture once I figured out it wasn't even a thing until like the late 1800s.
Right. That's a fact.
I found that out,
yep. A lot of these, and now you on your way. Like a lot of them are like that. Like even what's that? Free will. That's a late AD century. I think like 6th century, something like that. Free will was another one.
Yeah, I haven't got into the free will thing yet because honestly, some things are kind of irrelevant to me. Like I don't care if I agree. Don't have free will.
Okay.
I feel like,
so now, wait, just
I'm too small in the world to care about that.
Got you. So so I just want to because I got a lot of people, and I got to take my hair out. But and that's my fault. How we got long-winded. That's all my fault. It's not your fault at all. But what is your question on the end time? Because you said you're going to talk about that.
I wanted to know. Yeah, I just wanted to know where do you see things as far as the timeline goes right now? Because I think we're very, very close. I see Donald Trump is doing a lot of stuff that's causing the United States allies to turn on this country.
Yeah, like I think like
to me that's revealing that the United States is the whore of Babylon because the Bible says that her enemies.
We're gonna say 304 for TikTok purposes. Yeah, because we like.
Oh, my bad, bro. Yeah, my bad.
TikTok crazy. Yeah, we like TikTok. F1's in the chat. TikTok shop, whatever. We love Israel. That's what you got to say. They say. Yeah, I think what Trump is doing. Yeah, that's crazy. But I think we definitely super close. Like, cause Trump is trying to be the last president. That's why Trump is causing, all the chaos that he's causing, because he wants to be the actual last president. So because he wants to be the last president, he needs all of these things to be in place. So I'm with you 100% on that. So I do definitely think we are close to the end.
Okay. Do you think we should be preparing to leave, or we should be waiting?
No, we should. What we should be preparing for is making sure all of our brothers and sisters are safe. We should be paying. This is like in Romans the 13th chapter, when it says, "For it's high time to wake up out of sleep." Like, that's the time we in right now. Like, we need more turning up of making sure the earth knows who we are, so that our people can get to repenting. Because it's gonna get it, because once ball game over. So this is the time. This is the time to, if you haven't cleaned up your house, and I'm talking about us internally. If you have not cleaned up your house, this is the time to clean up your house. Like in Matthew the 12th chapter. Hold on one second. Caller, hold on. Like in Matthew the 12th chapter, when it says, when the unclean spirit is gone out of a man, that house is clean. Like, this is the time to get them unclean spirits up out of us. If you got the unclean spirit in you, this is the time to get it out. And this is the time to gird up your loins like a man, like Job 40:7. Fear God, keep the commandments. That's the whole duty of man. That's Ecclesiastes 12:12. And so that's the time that we in right now, brother. All right? All right. I appreciate the call. All right. No appreciate your time, bro. All right. Next caller, one trust no one. That what it say? On my phone, it says one trust. One trust going once. One trust going twice. Gone. Next person, because one trust didn't answer. Velasquez Gerald.
What's up, Pat?
Hey, what's up, brother? You got a question or comment?
Yes, sir. I had a question. I was hoping to see if you could help clarify a couple things. I had a question in regards to the deity of Christ. Now, I know I don't believe that Jesus.
You said the deity of Christ? That's crazy work. You mean deity. Hey, Spin, mute your mic, dude. Mute your mic, brother. Say mute your mic right on my PTR. Thank you. Yeah, you mean deity of Christ. That's what you're trying to say. But go ahead.
Deity, my fault. So me personally, I don't believe that Jesus is God.
Right.
Like, there would be times where I would be in church and I would hear people saying that he's God, and even in those moments, something just troubled me inside. So in my search for truth and trying to see who he is, you know how I believe it's John where he says, if you had believed Moses, you would believe me, for he wrote of me.
Right.
Okay, so there's two parts that I found.
Hold on one second. On TikTok, if you want to call, the number is 862-224-9027. That's the number to call if you're on TikTok. But brother, can you because I got a lot of calls, if you could just get to the question, and that's for everybody, because I want to try to get everybody in.
Okay.
So sir. So I understand you don't believe in the deity of Christ, but what's your question?
Is Jesus Christ an angel, given that he's the angel of the Lord? But Hebrews chapter 1 says that, to which of the angels said he, today art thou my son, today have I begotten thee.
Right. The point of that the point of that verse is not about anybody else not being a son. The point of that verse is about the uniqueness of Christ. So Christ, you'll see verses where it says Christ was made a little lower than the angels. But Christ
on earth or in heaven,
brother, just let me answer, brother. That's because I'm going to answer all your questions. So in ranking order, he's above the angels. So, and don't even think about the angel of the Lord is not Christ, because anybody can be an angel of the Lord. The angels are angel of the Lord. We're angels of the Lord. I can read you a verse where it calls us the angels of the Lord. So you can't use the angel of the Lord significantly with Christ. That's where the indoctrination comes. Not you indoctrinated because you don't believe Jesus is God, but when people say the angel of the Lord is Christ, that's just not true. The angel of the Lord can be anybody. You understand? So Christ is not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, go ahead. I'll give you a follow-up question. What is it?
Okay. So that being the case, in Daniel chapter 3, when King Nebuchadnezzar cast Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego into the furnace, right?
Right.
He said, did I not throw three individuals in there?
Mm-hmm.
Then why is there a fourth one? And the fourth one looks like the Son of God. Okay, now I fast forward to verse 28 where he says, then Nebuchadnezzar spake and said, blessed be the God of Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, who has sent his angel and delivered his servants that trusted in him.
Mm-hmm. Right.
He's given credit. I mean, now some people would say, oh, but angel just means messenger. He was delivering a message to him. You get me? So, I mean, is there anything wrong with seeing him as an angel?
But that's what angel means. Angel means message. And you got to also remember, this is Nebuchadnezzar speaking. So if he says...
Who was a servant of the Most High?
Nebuchadnezzar was not a servant of the Most High. But Nebuchadnezzar saying it was an angel is just like we say it's an angel. That doesn't take away who Christ is or Son of Man or anything like that. That even your question just comes from Trinitarians and people that say Jesus is God and people want to make Christ be an angel. Christ is who he is. Whether anybody uses messenger, angel, son of man, son of God, son of this, son of that, he is who he is. You want to make it simpler. That's how you want to make it.
So they were just basically using those words like as a term of endearment, like out of love, like out of astonishment. Oh, it's the Lord's angel.
Right. Correct.
Well, okay. I appreciate your time, Captain.
No problem. All right, on TikTok, I think I got Ka, 16 Clark, and Rel. Ka, you had a question or you just on the stage, sis? Kaya?
Shalom, can you go to Raven? Is that okay?
Can I what?
Raven's been waiting patiently. I'm happy to yield to her. Raven's been patiently waiting. I'm happy to yield to her.
Let me look at Raven real fast. Okay, Raven, she gave you her spot. What you got, Raven?
Okay, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm all right.
So my question to you, since I can understand that you have the knowledge of truth or the spirit of truth, when it comes to men and women, do you look at men and women as equal when it comes to Israel specifically?
No.
Or do you look at men and women being above each other based on this Babylonian standard that put
at the surface level, nobody is equal. Men are not equal with men. Women are not equal with women at all. There's no equality in the Bible. When it comes to men and women specifically, men outrank women. That's the position. Like in the Bible, it says the head of every woman is the man, the head of man is Christ, the head of Christ is God. So in that order, the men outranks women. But on the subject of equality, that doesn't take away from the reason why I say none of us are equal, because everything you get is what you earn or how you conduct yourself. If I have 4 men in this car and one is greater than me, it's not based on us being a man, it's based on the works that he does that might quantify him having a greater respect and greater power than I. So there's no equality in the Bible. There's no equality amongst women. If you have a good woman and a bad woman, you're not going to say that they're equal, because the bad woman is doing something that she doesn't deserve what the good woman is getting. You understand?
I can understand that. So my next question to you would be, what fruits would a good woman or good...
You said what fruit? You said what fruits?
I'm walking in the spirit.
You said what fruits would a good woman hold?
What fruits?
Okay, I didn't understand the first word. The fruits that... You said in a man and a woman?
Not just a woman.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that will hold when they walk in the spirit.
So the fruits that, hey RJ, you gotta shut your mouth, man. It's been a one mic. It say mute your mic. That's what it say. Like, I don't know why you just decided to just jump out the. I don't know what's wrong with you, man. If you thought, if wait 1 second, hey Raven, I got it. Hey Raven, I got it. Don't worry about it. RJ wants to defend a woman by interrupting and being rude to the woman. Look at this one, and then Rel the same way. Two bitches. Two effeminate men. Two effeminate men. Don't you disrespect RJ like that, man. Hold on 1 second. I'll slap the fire out your face, man. You can't. I'll slap the fire out your face. That's the craziest thing I think I've never heard somebody say on the app. Thank you. Thank you. No, sis. Don't worry about it, sis. You get lunatics. You get lunatics. Yeah, yeah. Like, I don't understand. I just don't. Wait. Let me just change. Wait, hold on, sis. Let me just change my my settings, because you got two lunatics that are obsessed with me right now to interrupt the sister. They're saying that it's supposed to be. They're saying it. No, you are definitely a bitch. You are definitely a bitch. Bye, bitch. So when you ask the fruit of the spirits for men and women, where it first starts off is their obedience to the Most High. That's the first thing. Ecclesiastes 12:12 says, I'm going to read this verse for you. This is Ecclesiastes 12:12. It says, and further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no end, and much study is the weariness of flesh. Verse 13, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. That's how you know if they are the fruit of the spirits, by, and it's just like anything. And Christ said, ye shall know them by their fruits. You're familiar with that scripture, right?
Yes, I'm definitely familiar with that scripture, and actually it reminds me of when Solomon asked.
Right, for wisdom from the Most High. Right.
For wisdom.
Exactly.
So my thing, and I can understand that I said it earlier, that you have the spirit of truth and have the knowledge of truth. But my last question to you is, how does your wisdom behave when you're tired, ignored, or misunderstood?
It behaves the same at all times. I'm tired now, but y'all wouldn't know that. I'm completely tired. I got to take my hair out now because I'm teaching, and my appointment is in like I think 3 hours. I got to drive. I got to make sure I wash before I get there. So I'm tired now. But in the middle of being tired, I still have to be patient because I'm doing a live stream. So I got to take y'all questions. I try to have a mute one mic policy. The brothers interrupt. And what did I do? I ain't get mad, call them a bitch. You know, that's not wrong to call them out of their name when they get rude. And then I remove them. And then what did I do? I continued to answer your question. And then I defended you because you was about to try to, I guess, talk. I ain't going to say with them or at them. But as you're trying to deal with them, what did I tell you? I said, I got it, sis. Don't worry about it. Remove them, and then still came and still answered your question. So whether I have energy, whether I'm tired, it's the same exact thing. Like if they would have, like when RJ first interrupted, and I said, you got to mute your mic, I have that sign up there. If he would have just muted his mic and waited, he could have been on stage and gave his position, but instead he wanted to be rude. So now you see a different contrast in between two people. So you got one man that could not control the spirit. You got another man that did control his spirit. So I'm like this all the time, sis. I don't change.
Okay, so that's gonna be my last one.
You just said a second ago that was your last.
I just have to ask you this. What's your thoughts on duality?
Duality, I don't know if you talk about anger, because like the Bible say be angry and sin not. So I can be angry now. I can be angry. It's nothing.
Or when it comes to, I would say specifically when it comes to masculine and feminine.
Yeah, man don't have a feminine side. There ain't no duality. And a woman is not supposed to have a...
You don't think so?
No, hell no. And a woman is not supposed to have a woman... You said what?
A feminist side, that means Solomon asking this God for wisdom.
Wisdom is not
Wouldn't
feminine.
wisdom be classified as feminine?
No,
But
when
you describe wisdom to be.
not the side I'm saying RJ got a feminine side. No, when you describing something, right? So you ever see a man name his car? Have you ever like? Do you know of men that name?
Yes,
Right. What? Give me names of their car.
I heard rail.
Are they female names when they name their car?
No, not really. No.
Well, them cats must definitely be in touch with their feminine side.
Unless you came across some.
No, I've never come across a man that named his car after a man. Now, those men that name their cars after men, are they definitely in touch with their feminine side? The reason what I was trying to explain to you is that the reason when you see wisdom described as a woman, it's a metaphor for what you're in love with. It's a metaphor for that. And a man is not going to describe that as a man because of the intimacy involved with explaining wisdom. Wisdom is not a female or male. Wisdom comes from the Most High. So it's just being metaphorically explained by Solomon. It's being metaphorically explained by others. But wisdom is not a gender at all.
Okay, so when it comes to that man not being intimate, and when it comes to self-discipline, like abstinence, celibacy,
when you mean abstinence and celibacy, what you mean? Oh, you saying scripturally speaking?
So I know for sure when it comes to women, protect my womb, I practice abstinence, celibacy, and when it comes to a man will practice probably semen retention. When it comes to
semen retention, sound like a disease. That should sound like a disease right there.
But it's. I wouldn't call it a disease. I just say
you look up testicular cancer. It comes from semen retention. You looked at
but it comes with purity. That's
semen retention. No, refraining from sex has nothing to do with purity, because sex is not impure. Sex is beautiful. You know, God said, the first law said, be fruitful and multiply. To multiply, you have to have sex. Sex is great. When people do that semen retention, or when people are not having sex, life has taught them, I need to stop having sex because I'm having sex wrong. But if they're, let's say if they're with,
absolutely
right. So, but let's say if they're with their mate, they should be trying to have as much intimacy as possible. There shouldn't be no semen retention at that point. So the better way to explain what I would say, the better way to explain it, Raven, is that if you're a single man or a single woman, you're not just out having random intimacy because you know the value of intimacy and what that means. Now that I agree with, that does take discipline. But what I also wanted to point out, when a woman is masculine, that's a demon. Her masculine. If a woman says she has a masculine, you can read that in the Bible when in the book of Acts, I think it's like the book of Acts, maybe the 16th chapter or something like that, when Paul calls that demon out of that woman. Does it say a male or female left that woman? Are you familiar with that scripture?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so for time's sake, I'm gonna look up the scripture for you now. In that scripture, it says he left her. That's what it says. He left her. Because when a woman has a masculine side, that's a man. Shout out the Ghost. It's Acts 16 and 16. I knew I had the chapter right. I just had the wrong verse. I just want to read this for you real fast. It's Acts 16 and 16. It says, and it came to pass as they went to prayer, a certain damsel possessed with the spirit of divination met us, which brought our masters much gain by soothsaying, and said, the same followed Paul and us, and cried, saying, these men are servants of the Most High God, which show us the way unto salvation. And this she did many days. But Paul, being grieved, turned aside and said to the spirit, I command thee in the name of Yahweh Shah Mashiach to come out of her. And he came out of her the same hour. So a woman that has a masculine side, you got to be real leery of that. Because in the Bible, her feminine is the greatest Like, y'all women don't even know how powerful. If y'all, like, women think their vagina is the most powerful thing on the planet. I'm not saying you, Raven. I'm speaking now about women in general. Women think that they got the vagina that's going to change that man. That's what they believe. And let me tell you something. Men know that you think you got the vagina that's going to change him. So you know what that man going to do? That man going to convince you that your vagina is going to change them until they get that vagina. And then you're going to find out after they get your vagina that there's another vagina out there that they got to get that's going to change them. There's another woman out there that think their vagina is going to change them, and they need to go find her. And then they need to go find that other one. And then after much whoredom, then it goes back to what you said. Then you're going to see that man say, man, I need to find the right woman. I was just, matter of fact, I was just watching this movie with Method Man and, what's the singer from Kelly Rowland? I was just watching this movie on Amazon with Method Man and Kelly Rowland, right? And they had dated in their 20s. They dated when they was like real young. He did a dirty, cheated on her and everything. And then they're at this job now. She's like the head person at the job, and then he's hired, and they're both competing for the same position called relationship goals. And in that movie, he only took the position to get her. And so he's explaining to her, I was young back then. Now I'm not doing anything. I'm looking for Miss Right. And so his desire is to be with her. And so now what is he doing? He's no longer looking for a woman with the great vagina. He's looking for a woman whose mind is right, whose spirit is right, who's more focused. And so I say all that to say, women, your greatest power is in your femininity and what you speak. Even in 1 Peter 3:1, it says, likewise, ye wives, be in subjection to your own husbands, that if any obey not the word, they may also, without the word, be won by the conversation of the wives. Women have so much power in the way that you talk. You can get your man, or you can get a man to do anything for you. It's your communication that's going to control it. It ain't how manly. It's definitely not going to be how manly you act. You understand, sis?
I can definitely understand that. One of the main things I don't overlook when it comes to the equalness between the man and woman. I just can't overlook it because based on the foundation between the flesh and spirit, I have to, with my own personal walk, I had to put it in this whole perspective of walking in the spirit. I can do so much more than what my flesh can do.
Of course, all of us. Like I wasn't, when I was walking in my flesh, I wasn't doing none of this here. This is all spirit.
Absolutely. So I think the wisdom, or I feel the wisdom of it, is that I just can't look at a man and woman above one another, of how this government system basically put upon Israel. It's just like I have to forget about that. And when it comes to...
What you mean you have to forget it? Say that one more time.
So I have to, based on, when it comes to this government system, I call it Babylon.
Right, I do too.
What Babylon has done was put this society standard, however you want to call it, upon Israel. And you mentioned Israel a lot, so the main thing that I would say is that we have to forget about what they constructed us to think that's what's right, what's really not right, and this what comes to...
Yeah, our right and wrong has to come from... Yeah, our right and wrong has to come from the Most High. My right and wrong doesn't come from America.
Yeah, so I always ask people, okay, if they gave us, like this book and switched these ancient texts, and they told us, oh, your God is this, who would this Most High God be?
So are you questioning? Are you like questioning who the Most High is?
Yeah, I am questioning it, because it's like I hear a lot of...
You hear a lot of what?
That, and they come
break up. Can you say that again? You say you hear... Not to sound crazy.
I say that I hear a lot of individuals says Jesus is not God.
He's
and
not.
I can understand some of I can understand some of that, and they say a lot of other things, and I
Jesus, my
always
hair look
ask
crazy
them.
as hell right now. Go ahead, I'm listening.
I always ask them, who is thy most high? Who is the most high of everything?
The most high, Yahweh is the most high over everything. You believe Jesus is the most high?
No, I don't believe Jesus is the most high. I don't at all. Okay. I can understand that, Jesus had a connection with something, and he did not tell us to worship him. He told us to follow. And obviously you can see by an example, and I know 100% that, with Yeshua, he 100% had a relationship with wisdom, and that wisdom can change a man and a woman, just like.
But it sounds like you're picking and choosing though. So you're picking parts of the book to believe in, and then parts of the book not to believe in. That's what it sounds like.
Well, I would say no, because even religious people can't even show me where in scripture it says we must accept every translation as true.
I don't know what you're talking about. What is the Since you kind of like all over the place. So the KJV, for example, is just a translation of the Hebrew and the Greek.
Exactly. So show me where, or just in generally speaking, show me where Israel is supposed to accept that.
Yeah, I'll give you. I'll give you. It actually does, and I would suggest you get up under somebody that can actually teach you. So I'll give you one verse. So you agree that we're reading the Bible in English, right? Which would not be our mother tongue, right? Hebrew would be
absolutely,
and
100%.
And Hebrew is the mother tongue, right?
Absolutely.
And so you want a verse that says we would be reading it in another tongue or another translation?
No, that's not.
Another tongue is another translation.
Show me where it says we must accept a translated book.
The only thing that I'm gonna read it for you. But a tongue is another translation. This is Isaiah 28:11. For with stammering lips and with another tongue will he speak to this people. So we are speaking English now. Is that Hebrew? Is that Hebrew?
I would.
Is that Hebrew?
No.
Okay. Do you speak Hebrew?
No, I don't speak Hebrew.
So you're not even speaking in the tongue. And so as you ask the question to say, where does it say in the Bible that we got to accept another translation? You're speaking in a different translation. You're not even.
It's funny how you say that, because I watched a video of you basically saying that this whole religion and the way how they brought this about is a slave mindset concept.
Religion is the slave mindset, but you kind of changing from what you said. I don't want to change. One second. I don't want to change subjects. That's a different subject. We wasn't talking about religion. You wanted to know, where does it say that we had to read it in another translation? And I just read the verse that says, with stammering lips and another tongue will I speak to this people. So not only did he say he would speak to us in another language, we would have to read it in another language. And that's because of our disobedience. And then you don't even speak the mother tongue. So you're behind the 8 ball in both shots. You're questioning reading in the translation, but you don't even read it in Hebrew. You don't even speak or know Hebrew to even read it in the original language. So you're asking for something that you yourself are not even doing. And I gave you the verse.
Of course, I don't speak Hebrew, but the whole understanding of what I'm getting.
So how do you know you even understand the wisdom that you say you got?
The whole pinpoint I'm pointing out is that this perspective that we was taught to look at these scriptures, is it correct?
No, what we were taught.
No.
Wait, just let me finish. What we were taught about this Bible was not correct. That's why they have something called the slave Bible, where they took certain verses out so we wouldn't rebel. But what we teach today, just let me finish. You'll let me finish. Thank you. In 1969, when my organization was founded, we went into the records and we teach the Bible the way it was supposed to be. That's why we're not religion. That's why you have to be an Israelite. That's why we have the understanding of who you can lay with, who you cannot lay with. That's why we have the understanding of who God loves, who God hates, what commandments to keep. So there's nothing wrong with the translation of the Bible, but there was definitely something wrong with the slave masters who gave us the Bible. I'll give you an example. In Ephesians, the 6th chapter, it says, slaves, in the way that the white man read it to us, it says, slaves, be obedient to your masters. And are you familiar with that verse?
Yes, I am familiar with
Got you. And so in that verse, they would give that to the slaves and say, see, we're the master, you're the slave. If you believe in God, you'll obey us. And slaves believed it. When you actually read the whole context of the verse, not only does it say slaves be obedient to your masters, but the master has to do the same thing to the slave. But they never read that part to you, because this ain't even talking to the slave and the master. Excuse me, I'm saying slave still. The actual text says servant, not slave. But the servant and the master is not even talking about a job function. Like if Raven and you, if you was my boss and you're the master and I'm the servant and I work for you, that's not even the context. The context of the master and servant in that verse is the person in charge of the school, and then the servants that assist the person in charge of the school. So the person in charge of the school has to obey the servants just like the servant has to obey them. So that's an example of the slave master gave it to us one way. But when we go into the Bible, it's a whole nother way. So there's nothing wrong with the text. There's nothing wrong with reading in that translation, but everybody is not qualified to teach this book, sis.
Okay, absolutely. I just was gonna end my plane with that.
Okay, thank you, sis. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, 16 Clark, what's up? Wait, 16 Clark, before you go, I just got one caller on the line. Let me just get they've been waiting for 54 minutes. You're the only person on the line.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Cap, I mean, I've been on this call waiting for you for long and took like several calls now. So I don't want to be rushed. Okay?
My bad,
I don't
sis.
want to be rushed.
My bad. What's up?
And you didn't even know my name. I feel offended.
Listen, I didn't want to say your name outright. Because some people be sensitive about people knowing their names.
All right. So, I be watching your debate.
Right.
And the last 2 times you had a debate, you have these debaters talking about how they describe the Ancient of Days as being Christ.
Yeah.
When they do
with the hair, with the hair,
Revelation.
right?
Yeah. Well, I need you to ask them next time. I thought that there were 3 persons. So now you're saying that Jesus and the Ancient of Days or the Father are one person now? Like,
oh, damn! See?
You see that?
I just listen. I always say, man, I'm always learning from my people. I'm gonna use that. So as soon as they say that, that's saying it. Yeah, they gotta be consistent.
Got to be, because I was listening to that like, wait. So what does this Yahweh look like? Is he a one body with 3 heads, or what does it look like? What is it? This creature that they're creating that we're supposed to believe that's 3, but then both of them, I think I think Sam is a Catholic now, or converted.
Yeah, he's
a
Catholic. Yeah, Sam is a Catholic. Yeah, he's a Catholic. Hold on one second. Hold on 1 second. Hey, brother, I texted you and said I'm not taking no more calls today, brother. Can you please stop calling? Thank you. Jesus Christ. I texted the brother. The brother was calling. I texted him, and it made me hang up on Dana. Now I got to find her number. She's going to say I need more time because you hung up on me. Let me find her number so I can call her back. Jesus Christ. Like, how long do you tell somebody, hey, man? I told him, man, I said, listen, man, I'm not taking no more calls today. You think he would listen? Hold on. I got to find her damn. Now I just found it and then just missed it. Hold on. Here we go. Hold on. I'm looking crazy on the damn
Now, you know I need more time.
Listen, I just said she gonna say she need more time. I just said that. I said she gonna say she need more time.
I heard you on the video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I need you to hold their feet to the fire cap. Like, I need you to be like, wait, what we doing? Like, you just said that Yahweh, the Father and the Son is not the same person, but you just said that they're the same person. And that just...
Yeah, that is definitely a good point.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring that up.
Yeah.
All right. I ain't
That's
rushing
all
you.
I have. I wish I had more so I could have a long time, but I don't have anything else.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate
When
it,
you coming back to Atlanta so I can braid your hair? At Luxurious Studios, we take your hair down and wash and shampoo it. So,
the place. You know what? And you know what? I don't know if the lady I go to, she does wash and
she good though.
Right.
She really
but
good.
But I'm so used to taking my hair out. I've always done it, so I've been so used to that. So that's probably why.
Well, let the woman do her job, sir. You tip her well for it.
Yes, ma'am. All right, I'll talk to you later. All right. On the TikTok, 16 clock is up. 16 clock, you there?
How you doing, Cal? How you doing?
I'm good to go. What's going on?
I just basically call. I kind of agree with you on just about everything you say.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a little bit more information on white people being from the lineage of Esau, or like what historical references or books could you?
Hey, do they call themselves Caucasian?
Thanks.
And that means cave dweller, right?
Right.
And Obadiah, it tells you that Esau is a cave dweller. So what we use is the Bible, and then they tell on themselves. So in Obadiah 1:3, it says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee." You got a lot of background noise, brother. "Thou who dwellest in the clefts of the rock." Yeah, "Thou who dwellest in the cleft of the rock, whose habitation is on high." So the cleft of the rock is talking about in them caves, and the white man came out them caves, and he was angry. Also, does the white man live by the sword? You can unmute for that, brother.
Yes, sir.
That's what warrior rank. That's right. That was his blessing. When you go to Genesis, the 27th chapter, I believe, when Isaac blessed Esau, he blessed him with the ability to live by the sword. That was his blessing. There's a good book you can get called Chosen People of the Caucasus. Is another good book. 13 Tribe is another good book. Those are good books. And even the Roman Empire were called Edomites. I forget the name of the book that'll tell you that, but the Romans, who were white people, were called Edomites as well, from Idumea specifically.
Yeah, see, that's the reference, Cap, that I'm more so looking for.
I wanted to give you the scripture. Yeah, I wanted to give you the scriptural parallels, but there's a good. I don't know the name of the book. If I find it, I'll get it for you. If you contact Tazaryach, he'll tell you the name of the book. But there's a book about Rome, and they call them the Idumeans. Like King Herod was an Edomite.
Yeah.
All of them were Idumeans. They were all Edomites. All right.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That's real simple to the point.
All right, no sweat. Jonathan.
Yes, sir.
Jonathan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, my guy. Let me walk outside right quick.
All right, no sweat.
How you doing, Cap?
I'm good to go. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good, man. I kind of just got in the whole, thought of the Bible being about us. So I just got a couple questions for you, man.
I could take two. I could take two questions. Your two most important.
I think one I can answer for myself. You got the King James Version Bible?
Of course.
All right. And I was gonna say, where did you get most of your knowledge from? But I heard you reference a couple books last to the.
Well, I got my knowledge, I would say, from coming to ISUBK and learning up under the generals that taught me. Of course, they learn from who they learn from. It all comes from the Most High, of course. But I got my knowledge from learning from the generals, Commander General Hana, General Hyman, General Mayat, and so forth.
You can just tell me thumbs up or thumbs down, man. What do you think about Pastor Darby, man?
If you know about him.
Pastor Darby, that's the cat that's in the village, right?
No, I think he was just a preacher who kind of speaks about being woke and stuff like that. He passed away, unfortunately, I think about maybe 2011, 2012 or something like that.
Then I don't think I know of him. I might not know of. I was thinking of somebody else. I don't think I know of him. Okay. To give I can't give a thumbs up or thumbs down because I don't know of him. I thought you was talking about this guy that got his people out in the forest. So I was thinking, I was thinking of somebody different. So no, so I take that thumbs down back because I don't know him.
Okay. Well, I will stay in tune, man, and I appreciate you, King.
Hey, no sweat, brother. All right. Taz. I hate, first of all, if I do with you, brother, I hate when people call me Taz. I hate it. But go ahead. What's your question, brother?
I agree with everything you be saying. Somebody asked me the other day, how did Moses write about his death? Like, I ain't even know how to answer that.
Oh, very easy. No prophet wrote their records. They had a scribe. Every prophet would have a scribe, and then they would jot down and say the things that he did. So for that, it would have just been one of the scribes that would have wrote that down. That's all.
I appreciate it, man. That's the only question I really had. I like watching, man.
Thank you.
I learned a lot from you.
All right, I appreciate it. All right. Then, Cod, did you have a question? Because I'm about to end the live, but I know you gave your spot to the sister, but I didn't know if you had an actual question or not.
Salakia, sir. No, I'm all set.
Okay, appreciate it. All right, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me. As y'all see, I got to take the rest of my crazy ass hair out so I can go get it braided. Until next time, Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatham, Yahweh Shema Thum Bashim Yahshua. All right. And then for my YouTube, to my YouTube, what is wrong with me, man? What is wrong, man? All right, hold on, let me come here. And on YouTube, I'm just waiting for it to load, y'all. Let's get the super chats out the way. Shout out to Bezos with the 1999 super chat for the 56K. I got 56,000 subscribers. As a brief reminder, while I got y'all here, if y'all can go on Facebook and follow my new page, Tazaryach Hawada, I would appreciate that greatly. Shout out to ISUBK Princess with the $4.99 super chat. Rod paid $5 to free Mika. We bust Mika down to just standard moderator. That's bottom of the barrel moderation. That's what she get. Bottom of the barrel moderation. FBA Young said, question for Cap. Why do we and Hamites share the E haplogroup? That's because the white man made the haplogroups, man. I don't trust the white man science like that. Shout out to you though, FBA Young Lion. Yahadi with the $5 super chat. Appreciate that, sis. Chaos, the Grizzly, Captain Fred. Hey, man, Frederick Douglass might be a white man though. Salakia. I think he got a white daddy. But he said, Captain Frederick Douglass, just joking. Please don't cuss me out and block me, sir. I'm not going to cuss you out and block you. Hosea Israel with the $10 super chat, man. I appreciate y'all rocking with me, man. I'm going to post a picture. When I get my hair braided, I'm going to post a picture after I get it done. Until next time, Shalom, Israel.